What is going on, everybody? J.R. Fisher here. It is Monday, the 7th of February, 2022. I want to welcome everybody here. I want to let you know that this is a live session. If it's live, I don't know if it's recorded, then it wouldn't be live, but it is live right now. So that'll make sense to you people that are here live. Don't forget, put your comments in that chat section there. Make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button down there and ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. I would appreciate that. That way you'll know when I put up a video or if I go live. Let me get my screen all straight here. We're all set up. I really want you to use that chat box. And if you're watching this and it's not live, and I understand that most of you normally are, then use that comment section down there. I come back through, I talk to you guys, I answer questions. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, so you should use it. Today, we're going to talk about something that sounds boring, but it can be very exciting to your bottom line, and that is meta descriptions. And I'll explain to you what they are and how you can check them and what you need to do and all the steps and all that. But know that today's session will make you a lot of money without a lot of effort, because once you do your meta description and you get it ranking, which we're working on all of ours right now, and that's why I thought this would be timely, because we're redoing everything on Survivalcave food. To get our rankings up, and we've spent a lot of money and a lot of time doing this because I have a whole team that's working on it. But you can start with just one of your pages, and I'm going to give you an example of a really good one today. I'm going to show you what they use for a title, what they use for a description, why it works, and I'll actually put it up on the screen there. Now, what I'm also going to do today is I'm going to provide you with a tool that you can use to find broken links on your website. This is a big problem for a lot of you guys, but I'm going to give you a free tool. It doesn't cost you anything. I'll put it up on the screen. All you have to do is copy it down, go to it, and you can check any website pages or anything you want. So that's going to be really helpful. That's what we've got for today. I hope everybody's ready. I hope you're ready to take some notes. I hope you're ready to learn something, because we got some really cool stuff for you, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. Now, first off, let me kind of explain. A meta description is nothing more than an HTML attribute. Okay, an attribute means a bunch of words used to describe what the page is about. It can appear in the search results as a snippet under the title tag to provide more context. So let's say you go to Google and you search whatever subject. It's going to come up with a bunch of results. Now, the first ones are going to be ads, but once you get past the ads, it's all of the organic results. And you're going to have a title, and I'll give you an example of this in just a second. And then you're going to have a description. That description underneath the title is what we're talking about today, okay? That meta description. And I'm going to tell you why it's so important too. Even though the meta description attribute is not a ranking factor, and Google shows it in search results, get this, only 37% of the time. Now you say, well, why do they only show it 37% of the time? Is it blank? No, the rest of the time they actually change your meta description, but it's still part of on-page SEO that content publishers often inquire. All right, so in today's training, you're going to learn how to create great meta descriptions fast and how to audit them efficiently. But first, let me explain to you why meta descriptions still really matter despite their seemingly low SEO results. They matter for a lot of reasons, actually. They matter because having compelling meta descriptions really kind of gets the people who look at them to click on your website and the search results. Now, that's pretty important. Like I said, even those 37% of the time, they show your exact results. 62.78% of the time, they rewrite it. Google will actually rewrite your description. So you got 37% being exact, 62% being rewritten. For example, let's say your site gets 50,000 impressions a month. Google is going to show the meta description for 18,500 of those impressions on average, okay? Increasing your click-through rate from, let's say, 4% to 4.5% would result in almost 100 more clicks. That's pretty major if you think about it, especially if your conversion rate is, say 3%, so that's 3 more conversions. And let's say your average sales $1,000, that's $3,000 a month just from changing a description. Let me get a little sip here. My wife bought me this mug from the San Diego Zoo. Safari Park, and I thought that was very nice of her. We found it last night in the cabinet. I hadn't used it yet. Makes tea taste so good. Or does it make a difference? I don't know, but it's pretty good. So while you shouldn't really obsess over this thing, guys, it's still worth spending a minute of your time on pages where yes is the answer to at least one of these questions. First question being, is the page meant to drive organic traffic? Is that what you're trying to do with that particular page? Or is it likely to be shared on social media? The second question probably needs an explanation. You see, when a page is shared on social media, it pulls the description from OG meta tags or Open Graph. It's not the kind of OG you're thinking of, it's Open Graph, okay? So even if you haven't set an Open Graph on Twitter description, it pulls the meta description instead. So if you're only willing to make an effort to set one of these tags, it should be the meta description. That's the one that really is going to matter, okay? So how to write a good meta description? Well, what you want to do is you want to expand on your title. And I want to give you an example of that in just 1 second here. And guys, keep those comments coming, keep those chats coming in that chat box there, because that is going to make you more successful. The more you participate, the more you ask questions, the more you become part of the conversation, the better off you are. So here's what you should do. You should always think about your description as something that complements the title tag, okay? So titles should summarize a page using a few main keywords that characterize the topic. The meta description often has like an additional chance to expand on that particular idea. So let me get over here and I'll give you an example. Let me go over to my banners. I made some banners for this today. Let's say you search the term check broken links. So you go to Google and you type in check broken links. That's what you want to do with your website. Now what I did is I went in there and I did that and I got some results. And I got one from Ahrefs, okay? And I want to show you what their title was. This is the title I saw. It said free broken link checker, dead link checking tool by Ahrefs, okay? Their brand means something. So they put the name of their company in there and they told you exactly what they got. Now here's the important part. The description below that title was this. This is the description. It said, check any website or web page for broken links in seconds. So that sentence says a lot. So it's saying you can check a website or a web page. Good. And you can check it for broken links. That's exactly what I wanted to do when I typed it in the search. And I can do it in seconds. Pretty cool. And I'm going to give you that link too. So hang on 1 second. I want to give you that link so you'll have it. Matter of fact, let me put it up on the screen right below this. And you're going to find it there. And then it says, find dead internal and external backlinks, no sign up or download required. So they covered a lot of stuff here, guys. They really did. They're saying, you know, you can check your internal and external, and they're saying that you don't have to sign up, so you don't have to give up your email, and you're not having to download anything, so you don't have to do any extra work. This is an incredible description. Now, down below that, you're going to see the link to where you can actually check your broken links right there. It's ahrefs.com/broken-link-checker. So you guys can use that right there. And I'll leave that up on the screen for a second as I talk about this. Matter of fact, I should leave that up on the screen too. So what it does, it tells you, it checks pages and websites. It takes internal and external links into account. The tool is fast. It's not a lead generation trap, so you don't have to give up your email. I mean, this is a really, really good description. Don't worry about, you know, shoehorning keywords here. It's more important that you create something that connects with the reader and entices the click. Use USP where suitable, and that's your user experience, right? So the next thing you want to do is you want to match your search content with what they're searching for. Okay, so search intent, okay, is why behind the query. Okay, query. It's the why behind it. In other words, what are the most people looking for when they search for your main keyword? Now remember, our search was check broken links. Do they want information? Okay, do they want to buy something? And like, if they wanted information, I would put that description in there, all about information. If they wanted to buy something, I would talk about what great deals we have. big discounts, free shipping, that type of thing. Do they want a quick answer to a question? Then answer the question, right? Get them in there and answer the question. Another one I did put in there. It said, and I was trying to search how to make good meta descriptions. The title said how to create the right meta description. Let me get this one off the screen here so it doesn't confuse you guys. There we go. It says how to create a great meta description, and then it said Yoast. Okay. And then below that, it said the meta description is a snippet of about 155 characters, a tag in HTML, which summarizes a page content. Search engines show it. Okay. So that one there was pretty darn good. It did exactly what we're trying to do here. And it's giving a really good example of that. So let me look at some of the, I had several different examples up here. Next thing I want to tell you is to use what we call an active voice. Okay, what is going on right now? Okay, use an active voice. Active voice improves clarity and it entices the click by addressing the searcher directly. So an example would be, let's say you type in improve writing skills. Okay, one of the results I got when I typed in improve writing skills was Cambridge English Write and Improve. Pretty good. And below that it said practice your English writing skills for free with Cambridge English Write and Improve. Okay, so they took that title again and put it in the description. And then it said, get feedback on your writing in seconds and learn how you can improve. So that is really drilling down to the exact thing that they're looking for. Another one I found when I typed in improve writing skills is I put in there bad English course. Bad English course is what it popped up. And then below that it said English writing skills are improved by bad English course for free. Writing feedback is provided quickly. So that's one of the descriptions. Now that one there was a little bit short, okay? And it's kind of dull and demotivating. That's because it was written in the passive voice, okay? So we want it to be in the active voice. Of course, it's not always wise to write meta descriptions in the active voice. A case in point would be definition style descriptions. But as a general rule of thumb, passive voice is more the exception than the rule. So you've got to learn about the difference in passive and active voice. If you don't know that, search it. It's not hard to find. Next thing I would tell you, and this is the one that I see really more than anything else, because you'll see that ... after it, which means they wrote too much of a description. If you go over 155 characters, they're going to truncate it. They're not going to show it all. So that is not being concise. And number 4 is you got to be concise. Meta descriptions are not a place for storytelling. They're not, okay? It's very short. Every word matters because users quickly decide what to check on by skimming the results, and because descriptions truncate, like I said, after a certain length, they won't see it all. So there's no point in you even doing that, okay? Now I typed in tie knots and I came up with a few different results. The first result, the title said 30 different ways to tie a knot, or tie a tie knot, Shirts My Way. And that Shirts My Way was their actual brand. Below that it said the Eldridge knot. There is no doubt that this knot is one of a kind, as opposed to the vast majority of tie knots this one is produced by. And then it said ... Now, once again, people aren't going to see the rest of that. If they aren't going to see the rest of that, they're not going to stay on the page, guys. They're just not going to do it. I got my hand up there and I should be using this mouse. So the other thing to consider is, are they on desktop? Are they on mobile? Where is the majority of your customers, okay? Most of your platforms, whether it be WordPress, whether it be Magento or any of that, is going to have a spot where you can go in and put in these meta titles and descriptions. You don't have to be a programmer. This is not required, okay? It's just really click and type the stuff in. We're redoing all of ours right now, like I said. So whether you're better off optimizing for mobile or desktop user really depends, like I said, on your audience. Where are they at? If you generally go for longer descriptions for desktop users, make sure to get to the point by 3/4 of the length so that even the mobile users will see it. Okay, that's really important. So what's the takeaway here? Be concise for users, not search engines. Quit trying to please the search engines. You want to please the users. That is what pleases the search engines. The length limit is a good signal that there might be unnecessary words. Okay, so that's the one thing you want to look at. You've got to be very, very concise. It's a whole lot harder to write something concise in 1 or 2 sentences than it is 2 or 3 paragraphs. It's the same thing like if I have to give a 10-minute speech versus a 30-minute speech, that's much harder to do. That's much harder to connect, tell my story, and close it up in 10 minutes than it is in 30 minutes. So you got to keep that in mind. Next thing, number 5, let's see, Paul says, let me pull this up on the screen here. Let me get to my comments. I got so many screens up here, you just wouldn't believe it. Are most of the traffic mobile now? I'm going to say overall, yes. However, that doesn't hold true for every website or every search query. It depends on what the subject matter is. At Survivalcave Food, the majority of it is mobile. At J.R. Fisher Training, yes, the majority of it is mobile. It's jrfisher.com. However, there are more technical type websites that people almost always use their desktop. So you got to kind of look at, what is it? Amazon most certainly is almost all mobile. But if it's a scientific website, if it's a mathematical website, if it's a English teaching website, almost all of those are desktop. So it really depends on, what your subject matter is. Okay. Number 5, you got to deploy the meta description. If you're using a CMS, content management system, this is super easy. If you're in Wix, Squarespace, Shopify, most others, you're going to find a place to type or paste your meta description in the background. Okay, so you're going to find that there's an area there. It's usually under your SEO tab. It's different for everyone, so I don't want to tell you. In WordPress, plugins like Yoast, Rank Math, either one of those will work. It's YOAST and then Rank Math, RANKMATH. They add the same functionality. Okay, if you don't use a CMS, you can paste the meta description tag in the head section of your HTML code, and you can go to HTML generator and find that if you want. So that's something you can do if you don't have that, but almost everybody has a way of doing it now. Now think about prioritizing your meta description creation and editing also. Okay, that is something you want to consider. And once again, guys, I do have scrolling on that screen there, the place that you can go to check for broken links. For those of you who want to check broken links, you can certainly do that. It is up on the screen. So during the publishing process, it's not the only time you should take meta descriptions into account. It really isn't. You might already have pages that have bad meta descriptions or none at all. Now keep in mind, if it has none at all, then when somebody searches and Google finds that page, it can't bring it back in the search results. That page is essentially dead to organic traffic. There's no point in auditing your whole website for meta descriptions. Instead, what you want to do is focus on pages that get the most search traffic. That's when a better description can make a huge difference, guys, huge difference. You can find these pages in, you can use Ahrefs webmaster tools. Just go to ahrefs.com, which is AHREFS, and look for their webmaster tools. Or you can just make a free account and you can run a crawl and do a site audit if you want. Go to the page explorer and apply the filters. You can certainly do that. Next, you need to click on the Manage Columns button and select Organic Traffic and Meta Descriptions. And you're going to find all of them in there and what you have and what you don't have and all that good stuff. It's pretty simple to do. So that's pretty much it overall. There's a lot of other tools out there, guys. I will tell you that. You can look for examples out there of pages that pop up first when you're searching in your search bar to see which pages come up first. And that's going to give you an indication, as to what's working. And you can kind of emulate those if you want. And I'm going to take down this little crawl here. Guys, you don't need that anymore. But you can just go out there and search. And you can find what other results are coming up, and you can do something that is similar to theirs. This is not rocket science, but it's super, super important. I mean, I can't impress upon you enough how important this is. Paul says, how often do you have to split test the tags? You can't really split test. That's a whole different thing. You would have to use some type of software to do that because once you put in a meta tag for a title and a description, it's going to be that particular one. Unless you were using some specialized software to do something like that. And by the way, your video looks washed out a bit. Audio good. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's strictly a YouTube thing. I use the same hardware for making videos, and it comes out crystal clear. The sound's great. And then some days I use this microphone over here. The sound is terrible. I don't know. It's really a YouTube thing. And I apologize, but when you do a live, this is what happens. Okay, when you do a live. Those are the things I would suggest today to you. These are simple things. These are boring things. However, meta descriptions are one of the first topics most people encounter when entering the world of SEO. Okay, they see that and they go, oh, this is something I have to address. Luckily, it is one of the simplest things to understand and master. So you don't have to, spend a whole lot of time on it. You just got to learn how to do it. And I have a lot of training on that particular subject. So you can always find it, on my webpage, jrfisher.com. You can find it on my YouTube channel right here, right now. You can find it. Okay. Also, do me a favor, if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up on this video. That matters so much to me. And subscribe if you haven't done so. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. Turn all bell notifications so you're notified each and every single time I go live. I don't have a whole lot more today. This is a very short subject today. And I don't want to just talk just to fill up 30 minutes. I don't like doing that. However, if you have any other questions, you have any other comments you want to put in that chat box, feel free to do so, and I'll try to address those. It is a lag by the time I say something and by the time it actually pops up on the screen. I think we got, 15 to 30 seconds, something like that. So I'll give you guys a chance to say whatever you want to say in there before I back out, because like I said, I don't want to talk just to fill up 30 minutes, and we're at 22 minutes right now. So I'm not going to talk another 8 minutes unless you guys have a question. If you got a question, pop it in there. If you don't, I really do appreciate you showing up. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all the comments I've been getting lately on YouTube. So many people have been emailing me, commenting, saying good things. And I learn a lot from you guys as far as what you want to learn, because when you want to learn something, I'm probably already doing it. If not, I will go research something and bring that forward to you. Paul does say, what does he say? Have a great week ahead, gang. I'm going to try to be here again on Wednesday. I've got an appointment on Thursdays, but I'm not normally on live on Thursdays. It's normally Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So I will be here Wednesday. I appreciate you guys more than you will ever know. I really do. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Like I said, subscribe, ring bells, thumbs up, all that good stuff. And you guys are awesome. Love each and every one of you. I will talk to you real soon.